Did you know that 100 out of 100 people are suffering with subscriber phobia? So if you hit the subscribe button, you're cured! Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Averageteadrinker here and we're back with yet again another absolute blaster of a video. This is the highest key I've done this season, so that's on the back to me, feels good. It's going to be the same as last video where I give tips throughout, how I deal with certain trash mobs and bosses. I really do love all the comments you guys have been throwing on the last few videos, please keep it up. Here's my talents and I'll show you my stats in a second. Enjoy the pump and I'll see you in the video. Peace.
In audio.
Out. Shield. Kick. Shield. Out. Shield. Out. Bloodlust. Shield. Out.
Bam!
Out. Out. Shield. Shield. Kick. Out. Shield. Out.
Right, this isn't really a tip, but holy feckin' moly, these mobs are annoying as a melee. I'm sure you can relate.
Shield.
Right, with these soldier mobs, they're going to put a debuff on you called Rushing Wind. If you do not get dispelled,
Out.
you need to
Shield.
use the defensive,
Shield.
especially in Fortified, because it will kill you.
Out. Out. Shield. Out. Shield. Out. Out.
Okay, so this tip just applies to DPS Shaman, but as we're a melee, we're most likely to get melee attacked.
Out.
If you start pulling aggro and you have Earth Ellie, and you know you're not going to need it going forward,
Shield.
just slap it down because it will save your life, like you'll see in the clip here. I almost died from aggro, but Earth Ellie took it back. So, just like a kind of get me out of jail free card.
Bam!
Out. Shield. Out. Hit. Out. Push. Shield. Out. 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 Hit. Push. Out. Push. Out. 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 Push. Out.
Right, with Electricity Boy here, you just want to rotate your defensives when he sucks back in the tornadoes on the big AoE. If you don't get an external, use your defensives. It's as simple as that. Right, so for the enhanced brethren out there, you may have noticed what I did on pull. I used Flame Shock instead of Primordial Wave because I saved that for when the ad spawn. And then you use another Flame Shock on another ad. And then you take 30% of that juicy haste into funnel damage for the boss, and you basically just do that every single time Primordial Wave is up. You save it for the ads, and you'll see at the end my single target in comparison to the priest and other people who I play with in keys is normally way above.
Out.
you may or may not be aware of this mob, but it hurts like hell, even with you standing in the healing well. So if you have a defensives, just rotate them. If you don't get a defensives, just spam heal yourself, because otherwise you probably will die. Because you'll see here it's tyrannical and it still hits like a truck, so just imagine fortified. Also, when you're baiting the breath, make sure you're all stacked on one side, like you saw the evoker on the wrong side. Because if someone's in the middle, you have to dip out of the healing well, which is like really bad. So if you can, just try stack, and hopefully other people will stack with you.
AoE. Frontal. Out. AoE. Out.
Bam!
Hit. Out. High stacks. Out. Hit. Hit. Out. Out. Kick. Kick. Out.
Right, for big old draggy boy who won't give me the mount still, you ass. You just basically keep your earth shield on at all times, and then when you have to jump up
Buff.
in the tornado, free user defensive.
Frontal.
Also with AG, I mean the healer's going to be struggling at some point, so just save AG for the parts where you see kind of your party frames going down, to like helping top people back up.
Buff.
Like I said, it's a really intensive fight for the healer, so use your defensives on the knockups, keep earth shield up, and then you just want to blast as much damage as possible to get it over with.
Debuff. 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 Frontal. Buff.
Bam.
Debuff. Buff. Frontal. Debuff out. Buff.
Bam.
Debuff. Buff. Frontal. Out. Debuff. Buff. Frontal.
Right here I died because I think I may have blasted a little bit too early. I saw that they'd lost 1% health and I thought, well, I can spread my flame shocks and then I'll just leave it at that, but no. I got crushed into the ground.
Out.
Right, so on this pack and the packs going forward in the dungeon, going to be mobs called the Executioner, and I think the spell's called Crashing Stone. So,
Out.
as you may have noticed, I've taken Stone Skin Totem because it reduces physical damage, which is what Crashing Stone is. So, if you put that down basically at any chance you can get and you're fighting the mobs, it's going to help the healer out a ton.
Hit.
was obviously just blasting too hard, and unfortunately
Hit.
also got a cast on me as I got meleeed. Feels Enhancement. Right, this pack is really nasty, especially on fortified, so with your stone skin totem, try get as many crashing stone casts as you can in the window, because you're going to help out the whole party really.
Out. Out. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so there's a toy you can get from Shadowlands, which is called the Stylish Black Parasol. Really handy for this part, because it means the healer doesn't have to top you up, so you can maybe save like a second or two. I mean, if you all did it, then no one would get hurt, so... And I'm sure in the future there'll be other dungeons where you can make use of it too, so... If you can, go grab it. It's worth it.
Out.
Right, we're here. The Keybreaker boss. I have wiped so many times and depleted so many times to this boss. He's really rough on Tyrannical. But for me, and if you also have it, having the beacon is really good for killing the sparks which spawn. Outside of that, you have to save your defensive if you get chain lightning whilst the AoE is going off with the ad. You can't not, because if you don't save your defensive, you will die without an external, and because it comes out pretty quick,
2.
your healer may not always be able to help you, so just save your defensive, even if that means you don't use it for 2 minutes and it never goes on you. At least you're able to help, and you can just use Earth Ellie as a defensive for the AoE ticking damage, and you can use AG to pump the ad and also top
3.
your team. Outside of that, you just need to blast. Normally with Lust, I wait for the ads to spawn after he's finished his first intermission, because you don't really get a full Lust timing on full, so bear that in mind and just pump your brains out. Oops, I almost forgot one last thing. If you have used defensive because you got chain lightning, you've taken Spirit Wolf, which most people do, which is a talent, and I'll pop it up on the screen. When he goes into the mission and you have to stack underneath him, he will always do a chain lightning. So once he's kind of like halfway through his cast, you can just sit in
3,
Ghost Wolf,
2.
and then you can
1.
run out, and then you're going to take reduced damage because of the talent.
Out. Add.
Back.
Inside. 3, 2, 1. Out. Add. Inside. 3, 2, 1.
Back.
Add.
Now that is the video. We did it. First 25 this season. I hope the tips through the video were tipping for you. We broke 3100, almost to 3200, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. 100 out of 100 people suffer with subscriber phobia every single day. If you want to help yourself and them, please press the button and call 111 sub 111. Thank you for listening today.